This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
The results are in. Donald Trump won a clean sweep and clinched all available delegates in today's Missouri Republican caucuses. You can see those results at the bottom of your screen right now. A crowded gym full of patient Republicans waited for hours to play out in St. Louis County. Good evening, I'm Holden Krawicki. Today's caucuses were not without a little difficulty. Caucus goers had to be in line by 10 a.m. and at one St. Louis County caucus site, the line was wrapped around the building. Political editor Mark Maxwell has more.
Party officials tallied Trump's win about 3 hours after they closed the doors to this big long line that snarled down this sidewalk. But for the first hour and a half, a packed gym waited anxiously for the action to start. This was the moment St. Louis County Republicans waited hours for.
I've been here 45 minutes and we are in the pre-register line.
You're ready for all this turnout?
No.
While people waited in long lines outside, inside, impatience evolved into impromptu outbursts of the Pledge of Allegiance, National Anthem, and the Lord's Prayer.
Deliver us from evil.
Eventually, U.S. Senator Eric Schmitt nominated former President Trump. Republicans caucusing on the University of Missouri-St. Louis campus were smaller in number, but just as firm in resolve.
The whole world will support Trump because there's communism taking over the whole world. Borders are being erased.
From the standpoint of biblical values, he's the one that upholds most of those things that I see. The other party left me. I didn't leave the other party.
But the cloud of Trump's 91 criminal charges weighed heavy on the minds of other Republicans.
Why would we put a criminal in office? It doesn't make sense to me.
Those concerns were not well received by Trump's core supporters.
I am here to nominate Nikki Haley.
Laura Villa blamed Trump for the violence that broke out on January 6th.
After Donald Trump refused to support the Capitol police officers, 2 of them committed suicide.
She cautioned her fellow Republicans about the risk of nominating Trump a third time.
If you elect Trump to be the Republican nominee, you risk Joe Biden winning and Kamala Harris becoming the president.
While the vast majority of Republicans here refused to dump Trump,
I need an alternative.
we also met independents at both caucus sites.
I don't want Biden or Trump.
Lloyd Sloan says he's voting for Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
I was very opposed to the lockdowns, and I don't like vaccine mandates for adults.
Another independent voter dropped his spouse off at UMSL and left.
Each party has their own club now, so I don't get it. I don't also understand how 2 80-year-old guys is the best we can do, but we'll figure that out later.
While Trump remains undefeated so far this primary cycle, a win in November and return to the White House remains a long way off. Reporting in St. Louis, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
Mark will have expanded coverage and analysis on the Missouri Republican caucus tomorrow night on The Record. You can catch that coverage tomorrow night after Sports Plus on air and streaming on KSTK.com, YouTube, and the 5+ app. The Maplewood Municipal Court tossed some outstanding warrants this afternoon for Amnesty Day. Anyone with a warrant issued through the court had the option to either resolve their case today or ask for a new court date. That was from noon until 4 today, and if you missed it, another Amnesty Day is slated for next Saturday from 9 a.m. until noon. Just some things to keep in mind. You need to bring a valid ID that can be a state-issued license, passport, etc. Warrants for DWIs and assaults are not eligible for amnesty. And if your case is not resolved, you'll need to shell out for a $100 bond to get a new court date. A man has been charged for a shooting that happened Sunday at the Grove. That shooting happened around 3 in the morning on Swan Avenue. According to a probable cause statement, Andre Wilson shot at the victim as they approached his car. Wilson is facing charges for unlawful use and possession of a weapon, armed criminal action, and assault. It's feeling more and more like spring outside this weekend, and people are out and about at the Missouri Botanical Garden trying to enjoy it while it lasts. Looking outside at the arch right now, it is a gorgeous day to be out and about in St. Louis, and we've got Gary Frank here for a look at our Weather First forecast.
Yeah, good evening and good to see you. As you know, we had a nicer day, right? It warmed up a little bit more than it did yesterday, and that's the trend that's going to be the case over the next 2 to 3 days. So we'll enjoy this warmth as we see a few clouds now in Belleville, but the key for us is those flags not blowing around quite as much, but that's not the case everywhere. As we look at some other spots, specifically next to on top of the buildings there, you can see the flag moving out of the south-southeast at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. It's got us to 64. We have a slight bit more moisture. Our visible satellite shows more of the clouds on the Metro East side moving away, but overall most of that stuff's off to the east and is not going to impact us tonight. Not as breezy on the Illinois side. Missouri side, we have gusts to 25 or 30, and that's something that's going to stand with us over the next couple of days. So for this evening, sunny and nice, temperatures in the low 60s until the sun sets around 6, but those winds are going to be a factor tomorrow. They help us warm up. We detail that and talk about when changes and more rain arrives.
All right, thank you, Gary. Just hours ago, hundreds joined a rally to protest the war in Gaza. It started at 2 this afternoon at Keener Plaza. Then protesters marched down North Broadway before taking a left on Washington. The rally was organized by the Party of Socialism and Liberation in St. Louis and more than a dozen other organizations as a part of an International Day of Action. It was one of the largest local rallies on the issue in our area.
When I heard about it, I was so happy that they're doing something like this, you know, to get the word out and make justice to be justice.
It's another step in that direction. Mayor Tashara Jones and other local leaders taking strides to get ahead of deadly violence. This afternoon, city leaders and residents came together in Dutchtown in a united front against crime that has claimed the lives of so many across our area. 5 on your side's Travis Cummings reports from South City.
Terrible. It seems like we're still in a nightmare.
Michelle Jacobson's son, pictured on her shirt here, would have been 31 in a few days. He was shot and killed in Dutchtown in December.
I've lived in this community for who knows how long. I literally live 12 minutes away from here. And for my brother to be gone and it's like this, it kills me.
We won't be at peace until justice has been served.
Saturday, they gained some of that peace back.
Peace would prevail with
by joining St. Louis's Office of Violence Prevention for a peace march in Laclede Park. Local officials, community violence intervention partners, and city residents showing up in yellow to emphasize hope and use their voices.
that we do that together.
Leaders, including Mayor Tashara Jones and Police Chief Robert Tracy, walked through South City to help sound the alarm.
It really speaks to volumes about people who are willing to finally do something and not just let violence happen and not be answered.
The Office of Violence Prevention, founded in 2022, is at the central point of the city's crime prevention and intervention efforts. The Peace Walk is one of the first events under its Show Me Peace initiative.
And we want to let everyone know that we are out here to work collaboratively with all communities, and there are people in the community willing to work collaboratively to live our lives in peace and commit to that.
To give families like Harmon's some support and hope for a better culture around eliminating crime.
We don't want any more violence. People shouldn't go through this. Families shouldn't go through this. It needs to stop.
Life over life. Peace over violence.
Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
The Office of Violence Prevention says this is just the beginning. Officials are engaging with more contracts with organizations that provide services to meet the root cause of crime. They showed off their spelling skills today. Now the winner is making a beeline for the stage in D.C. A look at the Scripps Regional Spelling Bee at SLU.